Good afternoon, respected educators, and to all the audience that are watching right now. My name is Fadhil Ramadani, here standing against this motion that stated, "This House regrets mergers and acquisitions within the tech industry." And if I have permission, I would like to begin by saying I disagree with this motion, and I believe this motion should fall. Why, you may ask? Well, I have two arguments here that will strengthen on why this motion should fall. Now, before I move into my arguments, I would like to explain first what is a merge and what is acquisition. A merge occurs when two separate entities combine forces to create a new joint organization, and an acquisition refers to the takeover of one entity by another. So, before I move on, I would like to first rebuttal the government side's arguments. First of all, the government side said that mergers causes privacy infringement. In my opinion, there is no such thing as privacy infringement. The users completely consent on their privacy being sent out and have consented in the terms and conditions. An example, if you make an account, you have to type in your name, etc. You type in your name without being not being forced by anyone. You consent on doing it. And privacy in demand in each company is different. For example, if you sign up in Tokopedia and then you search something, a product, then the next day you open Tokopedia, your home menu is full of the recent stuff that you searched on. And the government said about being advertised on these privacy infringement. Advertisement only just causes the company to be more popular, isn't it? That is the reason why the mergers happen, to make it more popular and more success. Also, the government said about how long terms and conditions are when merging. Let me just say right now, terms and condition already appeared before the merge happens. Even people that don't like to read terms and conditions, they just checklist on the bottom, and then it just happens. So with merging, terms and condition will just be nothing will change about terms and conditions. All of it will be the same and long, and you can always skip and consent afterwards and read it after. And then they also said about acquisition harming labor without any proof. There's no actual proof or news whatsoever about acquisition harming labor, and they didn't even explain the definition of what harming labor is. Besides that, it won't hurt or harm them rather than benefits, isn't it? Because when mergers happens, things are going to be more easier, simple, and not complex. An example, if you open Tokopedia, you don't have to go to other application to send your delivery. You can just use Gojek or other companies that merge together. Now moving on to my arguments on why this motion should fall is, first of all, mergers can help companies in this situation, tech industry companies that are in need. And second of all, it makes each company easier, simple, not complex. Now let me explain the details of these arguments one by one. For my first argument on why this motion should fall is mergers can help companies, in this case tech industry companies that are in need. Merging means that two or more companies combine forces to create one or make a new joint of company that is more bigger and success. With merging, companies that are in verge of bankruptcy can be helped and supported. For example, a company that has financial problems, like a giant supermarket right now that is in verge of bankruptcy, can be helped with this merging, or other companies. And talking about tech, with merging, an example, Gojek and Grab, they can just merge each other and maybe make the fee of transportation even cheaper, and they can have more employees all over Indonesia, so everyone can get transportation easier. And for my second argument on why this motion should fall is it makes it easier, simple, and not complex, what I said earlier. Since we are talking about tech industry, technology often seems complicated and hard to use for most people. With merging the company can create one simple and easy to use application either for online shopping, transportation, communication, and etc. For example, companies that already merged, that already happen right now, Tokopedia and Gojek or Goto, or Facebook, Instagram, along with WhatsApp. These companies have made a good example on what merging benefits. So with merging, everything can be easier and simple. An example, maybe Tokopedia and Gojek can make one merged application, so you can eat with online shopping in it, and also online transportation can be used in one application. So it's more simple and more easy. So, with all my arguments being said, and the government arguments being rebutted, I disagree with this motion, and I believe that merging tech industry companies can bring many benefits, although still each company has to take their consent on merging and not being forced to merge with other companies if they don't consent. They can always take a different route to, for example, to prevent bankruptcy. It's all of these companies' choices. So everybody has their consents, and nobody is being forced. Also, if company merges, they can always have their rights. Thank you for listening.